Hey, it's Kerry. I'm in Tanzania, and they call it, instead of Tanzania, they call it Tanzania, in Kilimanjaro. I've got a pack ready to go. This is going to be the pack I'm going to use right here. It's a Dana bomb pack. I'm going pretty light. We're going on a route called the Lemosho route after a lot of consideration on how to go. It seems like the prettiest route to do. And this is what's going in my pack. I got a hat, a little electronics kit. I've got 2 extra batteries for this camera, a couple charging cords, flashlight, headlamp, a couple business cards, a deck of playing cards, passport, credit cards. I've got sunscreen, a clown nose, which you need, a couple phones, a couple pairs of sunglasses, a bottle which also filters water, a sling, like David and Goliath type sling, just to have some fun. I've got a reduced DOP kit with a razor, some deodorant, toothbrush, that's about it. A vest, that's kind of a puffy vest. A little kit that's got extra socks, a couple extra pairs of underwear. Then I've got a hat, some gloves, some gaiters, some arm warmers. Just going to wear these shoes the whole way. No boots, nothing waterproof. A couple rolls of toilet paper, a waterproof jacket, some pants, 1 pair of shorts, 1 pair of legging, kind of like long underwear tights, and 1 pair of long pants. A jacket, 1 long sleeve technical shirt. This is a light jacket, a merino wool sweater, and a couple technical shirts. And that's pretty much all I'm going to bring on this trip. It's going to be a little different than some. Oh yeah, I'm also going to bring a charging pack for the phones and this camera. And then it's going to be a little different than many because I'm also bringing my darling daughter Indigo, and this is all her kit here. So it's going to be a father-daughter hike up Lemosho route on Kilimanjaro, which normally is an 8-day route. They reduced it down to 6 for us.
We're doing it in 5.
We may do it in 5. We'll see how it all goes. And then maybe I'll have time to do 1 more mountain after that. But we're trying to go as light as we can. We're probably a little light on gear, way lighter than people recommend. But that's what we're going for. So tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, we head off. We're at a hotel right now. We just went on a safari in the Serengeti and the Ngorongoro crater. And we've had a day or two at a little bit of altitude, which will probably help the acclimatization process. And we'll see how it goes. So keep you posted. This here's Thomas. He's our man, Indigo. And here's all our crew. A couple of them are drivers and whatnot, but we're going to be taking off in a minute. We're making sure we got sleeping bags and everything sorted. They're weighing loads to make sure it's all about right. Here are the guys. Hey everybody, Jumbo. Very good. It's going to be our trip. So it should be fun. We don't know how it's all going to work out. Well, we got the car full here. We just drove by a building that was burning and sparking and flying, and we've got 7 people with us. We've got Poe, our main guide here. God bless, back there, who's our assistant guide. We've got Hassan, who's our cook, and we got 4 porters all together. So this is us heading off to wherever the gate is. Still a little bit unknown how it's going. Oh, here comes the fire truck. Too late.
Too late.
Too late. Already burning.
Too late.
Yeah. Heading to fire. I'll show you a picture of the fire, but yes, there they go. We have been inching along behind this truck with half the speed limit for some time. Looks like we're going through. What town is this, Poe?
Yeah, this town we call it Ikwasadala.
Ikwasadala.
Yeah, this is today it's public market.
Ah, that's why so many people.
Yeah, because this is just doing like a week once.
Oh, once a week.
Yeah.
So we got market day.
Yeah, market day.
Lots of things. So one of the things that happens on the road here is there's always policemen standing at the side who kind of wave you over, and they want to check stuff out, see if your tires are right and all that, give you a serious once-over. And the once-over is essentially, we're told, a chance to perhaps collect a couple bucks here and there. We'll see what they come back with.
Interestingly enough, they all have credit card scanners handy.
Imagine that. Paperwork's in order. Good job, guys. Foley's taking us around the market where they're getting the food.
Yeah.
For the trip. Hello.
Yeah, there's a difference. There's difference. You can see this rice, but it's a different kind of rice. Even the price to be different. When you ask about this rice and this rice, you find it's different in rice, because even the quality is quite different. Although the same plantation, but they are different.
Well, we love rice.
This is so cool to see this whole market area. There is so much overlap and variety. Tons and tons of people selling onions, tons and tons of people selling beans.
Yeah, the ones which I show you there.
Yeah.
It's finger millet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is using for making a beer, local beer.
That's what they were drying?
Yeah.
No,
You can keep eating on the way. No problem.
The sugar cane area. Indigo's interested in that.
We can buy a piece, not a whole.
I would be happy with that.
This one is sardines from Zanzibar, from
Zanzibar
ocean.
sardines.
But this is sardines from lakes.
From a lake.
So these are from Lake Victoria.
Oh, really?
This one, yeah.
Lake Victoria
From
sardines.
Ocean Indian.
We're being pulled over for the 4th time. Same thing again. We're eating some sugar cane we got at the market. Poe's up there chewing it away. Indigo's having leftover potatoes. And here comes our buddy one more time. They're saying, hey, what about that stuff on top, which is all tied down just fine. They're letting us go.
With the dialect sugar. So these are good.
Indigo's having at the sugar cane here. Maybe.
It's good.
It is delicious.
Yeah, I like that.
So the road is pretty rough for the last hour. And that over there is the mountain where we're going. The gate is at 2,200 meters where we start, and then we finish at 5,800 meters. A little bit of up and downing in there. So relative gain is something like 14,000 feet. This is our gel replacement for long endurance events. You just carry one of these,
So difficult.
chew it all up, double as a trekking pole. Poe is totally entertained by Indigo trying to eat sugar cane.
It's hard. I don't know how you guys are so strong.
They rip it apart with their teeth, and a little bit challenging. So there's evidently a managed forestry industry here. This is all, it looks like pine wood.
Yeah, there's a pine and the small one which you see the greenish carrots.
Carrots.
Yeah, carrots.
So we're going through a forest. We saw some lumber places, milling lumber, kind of out in the open. And I was wondering where the trees came from, but this is where they come from. We're getting closer to the gate right now. We've gained a little bit of elevation. This is a scale. These are all porters getting ready to go. This is where they're going to measure the luggage, make sure it meets spec. Each porter can carry 20 kilograms of gear plus their personal stuff. So everybody's gathering here. So we've got the thing laid out here. Londo Rossi Gate. 2250 here. We're passing Shira 2 on the second day. So first day, 13 kilometers. Second day, 20 kilometers. Third day, I don't know. Barranco's where we're going to be, and then we go straight to Barufu. So I think we're missing Karanga Camp. There's 2 camps we're skipping. This is the going up registration book, Kilimanjaro National Park. Indigo's signing up.
Yeah.
Paul's watching, making sure everything's good.
Yeah.
So they're weighing each of the loads to see if they're 20. One of the last ones they had to balance by taking 2 eggplants out of. So Hassan's, they got the cooking oil, separating them, getting them all at just the right weight. Coming up, seeing where you can put an eggplant. Making sure you're separated, not trying to sneak some stuff in. There's some deal making going on here, making sure everybody, these are the loads? Here's one load. It's the meat and the cooking. Looks like a tent. Tent, tarp. I don't know what's in here. Carrots! Oh my God, this is the good one. Gotta keep that one right. What's in here? More! Look at all this food. Oh, I gotta go back. Okay. Going over. So on Kilimanjaro, they don't allow plastic water bottles. Even though this is Kilimanjaro drinking water, you're not allowed. Indigo's inspecting the bottles to make sure they're relatively clean. But, so we're getting rid of all our plastic bottles, putting them into carrying containers. Indigo's checking out which ones she gets, giving me the other ones.
I love you.
And we're eating a little bit of a lunch they prepared. I wonder if our guys are going to dance like that.
I doubt it.
That's a big group. We are 2, they are 30. We're just going to pretend like that was for us. You guys were very nice to arrange that dance for us when we arrived. That was perfect. Thank you. So here's the Lemosho gate info. This is a little bit more relevant. We're going to Shira Camp first, and then we're skipping Shira 2 the next day. We're going straight to Muar Hut, or Barranco Camp, and then we go straight to Barufu, and then Uhuru Peak and back down on the next day. So we're doing another weighing. What?
I just tripped walking over here. Guides are already laughing at me.
We got even more music. Thank you for arranging the music when we arrived.
Yeah.
This is cool.
I fell again.
It's not a good start. Thus it begins. We're going up. We're following Paul.
Yeah.
Carrie's fallen once, I've fallen 3 times.
Technically not a fall, just a little stub. Tiny stumble. Merely a stumble.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ah, they're all coming. routes, about 5 or 6 different routes up. This is one of the longer but easier to acclimate.
It's one of the longer ones?
That just means it doesn't go as steep. So, and it's supposed to be very beautiful with a lot of different climates along the way. I think you're obliged to pay essentially no matter what for 6 days of permits. This is usually an 8-day route, but we're gonna see if we do 6. We started at about 2:15, 13K and about 1,000 meters to climb with some up and downing, so probably a little more. So figuring somewhere in the 4-hour range, probably, get there. And just getting used to being at altitude and doing a slow, steady pace. Our guide was quite nice and offloaded Indigo's sleeping bag.
Yeah.
So it was a little lighter for her.
But still
A pack, proper pack. And the trail is somewhat, I'm going to call it a developed trail. It's definitely not technical. There's kind of stairs and trees outlining the route. So we got ahead of the monster group of probably 80 people, which I'm glad of. Instead of joining that marching lineup up, we're on our own. Paul just sort of said, all right, off you go. I think he's sorting out his guys now, but they wanted to be ahead as well. Then we get to camp, and we can set up in a nice place instead of trying to fit into the city that will be built when they come up. And this is supposed to be one of the less crowded routes. So there's a lot of companies that do this. The Western companies charge 2 to 3 times as much for the same experience, except for you probably carry a little less when you're driving to the mountain. You're not driving with the porters like we did. I think we're an unusual expedition in that we only have 7 people with us. 2 guides and a cook, mandatory, and then 4 porters to carry the gear, which is small. So locally there's a lot of outfitters that do this, and if you do your search online, you'll be able to find people with good reviews like this outfit, but instead of feeling like you're totally looked after and catered to, you get to do some of the work. Your camp might not be quite as comfy, but really you're out here camping and doing an experience that shouldn't rest on, does your camp table have a tablecloth? So ours probably will, by the way.
so regardless,
because that seems to be a thing. A ton of vegetation around here, mixture of trees and vines, and I think it's 3 o'clock, 45 minutes, probably a mile and a half in, and it's about a 8-mile day. So should be to camp before dark, but not a lot before dark. As an aficionado of fine trails, this is beautiful, just gorgeous. Not at all technical. It's a simple path to walk on, but the mixture of the trees and the dense vegetation. There are black and white colobus monkeys up in the trees in places. It's beautiful. And on Lemosho, I understand we're going through a lot of different climate zones and areas. I'm using a bottle here, a Sawyer biological water filter bottle, which has water in it from a bottle, but you're not allowed to take plastic bottles on Kilimanjaro, which I think is a fantastic rule. But it means the bottles need to keep being filled up with water from a well or spring, and then boiled or treated or purified. So this water bottle is going to be one extra step of filtering for us. Thanks to my lovely wife Danielle, who we miss very much. Love you. Indigo's just commenting that trail etiquette here is pretty good.
Much politer.
There's a whole group behind us who we just eased past gracefully. And they're
From Britain.
definitely, but very nice in letting us pass. And they even let us pass on the left rather than the right, as you would in Britain. We have made it in an hour 25 minutes to the Miti Mkuba camp, where we're not staying. We're going up to Shira camp. So,
Shira camp?
yeah,
Oh, another 4 hours.
it's not 4 hours.
7 kilometers. How many kilometers were we at? Did we start with?
Yeah, we started with 13.
Oh,
So I think
so
we've gone
halfway.
not quite halfway.
Almost.
Yeah. So shall we continue?
Yeah, I want my juice.
All right, you want me to get it for you?
No, I have thanks.
Lightning Paul just caught up to us, moving right along. Good work. We're happy to keep going. We're happy to keep going.
No, we have to sleep here.
No,
Yeah,
I thought we were going to Shira camp first.
no,
Yeah.
we have to sleep here. Tomorrow we go to Shira too.
I don't know if this is recording or not. Oh my gosh, a monkey!
They can
So
come
cute.
close if you see. You touch
I can't tell if
something,
you can see that. But anyways, Carrie is muy disappointed because he just found out that we actually we actually made it to the camp. So heck yeah, we took us like an hour and a half, and we're at the camp, and now we're done for the day. Almost 4
Hour
o'clock.
and a half, that's all we're going today?
Yeah.
Ooh, indignant. But yeah, so that's wonderful. Gonna have some juice, we'll set up, we'll play cards, I'll read, relax. Yeah, great day, fantastic.
I can't believe this. I was telling Indigo we're a third of the way. We're already here. Good Lord.
Third of the way, you know.
I'm trying to sign it. Okay, so the first day is ridiculously easy. I forgot what the sign said.
Ridiculously easy.
Second day will be harder. We'll have longer to go, but oh my God. Looks like a tree skunk right there. He just leapt over, and over here Indigo wants one already. And they got 2 of them over here eating in the trees. 3.
This is the raven.
Do they attack people? Oh, a raven.
Yeah, our ravens don't have white stripes on their back.
And they're pretty
This is
small.
because it's a white-backed raven.
White-backed raven.
Yeah, when you left here, they come to pick.
To pick at everything, yeah. They are some good jumpers. Going back and forth.
Is it
Oh, there's another one right up there.
Camping underneath them?
urinating?
He's peeing. There is Monkey Pee coming down from the tree.
I don't want to camp under them.
And another one peeing from the tree. Hopefully there's none above us. This might be the
maybe.
pea tree.
Should we move?
Is this the bathroom for the monkeys?
He's moving. You will see all of it that will move.
Look! Oh my gosh, it's looking! Oh,
Where is he? Oh yeah.
right there.
Hey buddy. How are you? Scratching your nuts?
As you see, they call it the colobus monkey because they've got only 4 fingers.
Oh really?
Oh my god!
So this colobus is a Greek word, means missing a thumb.
So it doesn't have a prehensile thumb.
Yeah, they just have 4 fingers. That's why I specialized on that jumping only.
And grabbing.
Yeah.
Hello there. So, update on the camp situation. Carrie is very perturbed because it's far too nice and comfortable. As you can see, this is our tent here. And there's Carrie for scale. So, it's pretty large. There's a table and chairs inside of it, which I guess we'll be having meals in. There's our chairs. And yeah, a place for our stuff and everything. And we hiked an hour and a half today, so I'm thrilled. Seems very comfortable. We can play cards and everything. And yeah, so far Kilimanjaro is looking pretty good. I'm happy.
Here's our camp. Indigo has set up her bedroll and mattress. My bedroll and mattress. We got some toilet paper on the side, which is in scarce supply often. We have a little table here and an ante-room. We've got a couple tiny little stools, place to store our stuff, and we have a open space around us. We're living in luxury. All those people are packed in there like ants. Hassan has set up a beautiful kitchen here with all kinds of stuff. This is not what you would find in Canadian or US camping, because there you would have a bunch of pre-packaged dried stuff, jerky and all that. This is all fresh, and somehow it made it up here, right, Paul?
Yes, and it's a gas cooker.
And a cooker.
Yeah,
we
gas
wouldn't
cooker.
we wouldn't normally take that. That's a big cooker. But
Yeah.
and then the other side of this, they have their quarters. So that's a tour of the camp. Bathroom is kind of way over there, but best not talk about that. Here's the latest update. We were brought little bowls of warm water to wash up,
Water.
and a bar of soap. Totally unexpected, so we had that. Then we got a tablecloth,
I'm putting this in.
sugar, Milo, Nido, and some fresh popcorn. This is popcorn's a thing here, by the way. We're in
It's
safari.
really good.
They were in safari in Serengeti and Ngorongoro Crater, and popcorn was a thing, a pre-dinner thing. So
It's so sweet. They are, I mean, not the popcorn.
happy campers in our little camp. So we just left camp. It's 7:30. Paul is with us. Indigo and I are doing a no breakfast routine, limiting the window of time we eat during the day. So we'll eat a lunch partway through the day. We've got, I think, about 19 kilometers or 17 kilometers?
17.
17 kilometers and about 1,000 meters of gain. And we'll stop for lunch, probably get in somewhere between 3 and 4 in the afternoon, and set up camp again at Shira 2. So that's our plan. Good night's sleep, cold, but once you get into the bags, you're good. We have just gotten out of the forest zone into a different zone, and it's clear. The bushes are just tall enough to obscure most of the view, but it is super nice. There's a full moon almost, slightly waning. Last night I thought it was the sun coming up, so I got up in the middle of the night. Stars are beautiful here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah,
You have to pay like $600.
$6,300.
600
Oh, $630.
Yeah. For
Paul is just telling us about
for 21 days.
the exam that you must take to be a guide on Kilimanjaro, and you need to take a course given by the Americans. It cost a lot of money for them to get it done, but it focuses on, bless you, mountain sickness and first aid. So this section, there seems to be a lot of give and take with altitude. The trail has been tended almost the whole way, actually. There's little wooden stakes holding in stairs to little erosion channels to channel water so it doesn't all get taken out. They've brought in some gravel here as well, so it's not so muddy. And there's little pieces of wood lining the sides of the trail, so it's super civilized. It's not very technical at all at this point. I'm sure when we get up to the top we're going to be scrabbling around. Look at this. I consider myself a very lucky person to be out here. This is great. During the day, the mountain will probably have clouds on it, but morning and evening, according to our guide, no clouds. This is a little break spot. mountain is above us. Now it's in cloud. Probably for the rest of the day. Oh, nice view too of Meru there. If we get this checked off soon enough, I will consider doing that the day after Kilimanjaro. But the trail in this kind of scrubby vegetation keeps going for a ways. We're slowly working our way through people. A lot of the groups have pre-designated stops with lunches and things. Trail has gotten significantly more technical and steep, and we're popping up close to a ridge. I think we're more than halfway, or halfway to our designated lunch spot. Air's a little thin, so breathing hard and trying to keep the workload constant. Right, kiddo?
I guess so.
Above the car.
Paul is making a walking stick with his handy dandy Swiss Army knife. And we are stopped here because this is apparently the first place you get a little bit of a cell phone signal. We're 45 minutes away-ish. So we're way more than halfway to the first place.
For lunch.
Yeah.
Boop, boop.
I don't know if I'm ready to eat yet, but getting our first peek at the peak. Well, I don't know if it's the peak or not, but...
The peak we got Kibo.
Kibo?
Yeah.
That's cable?
Yes.
And the peak we go to is to the right?
No, all that part is a Kibo.
Ah, it's
So
Kibo.
we are going to climb on the other side, like we go to the right side, more than like to east part.
I see. Well, that's our first peak at the top. The vegetation zones keep changing. There's some interesting flowers and things that we've seen. A little purple section. I thought we'd see another one, but we didn't, which was very nice. And we're coming to Shira 1, probably within 15-20 minutes. And we're supposed to have lunch there, but it's only 10:20 right now, so we've been going 3 hours. Not quite ready for lunch, but I kind of feel like there's an agenda you sort of have to stick to, which makes it tough, especially since our porters are behind, and they are the ones with the lunch gear. So we'll probably end up just chilling out for a little while, and then doing our afternoon to Shira 2 a little later. So, oh, look at that. Does not suck. Kiddo is up front.
And then you can see Shira 1 and Shira 2 from here.
Oh, really? Show me where they are.
Yeah, so this is Shira 1 is here. That's over here.
Oh, right there. I see the roof.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
roof. And Shira 2, do you see that clouds?
Yeah.
Where it's ended like a white dot there?
Yeah.
It's Shira 2.
Woo!
So Shira 2 is just up there.
That nearby to that clouds which is coming.
Well, we've done most of our vertical climbing today, right?
Yes.
Godfrey, we're good. It's going to be easy. So it's a little marshy here. We got the stone road, or the mud road, to follow. But what a gorgeous plain this is. The Shira Ledge, they call it. And we're heading straight forward with a good view of our objective.
Okay with this.
Ice in the puddles. Oh yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
1, 2.
Yep. We are coming into the Shira camp with an amazing view of the actual mountain itself. It's 10:40, so took us about 3 hours and 20 minutes to get here. On this section, it's mostly the climbing at the beginning and then this nice flat section here. And I think we've got another 7K or something like that to go today. And it's only 10:45, so I guess it's a good acclimatization exercise. But you could definitely cover more ground if you wanted. Here it is, Shira Camp. 3,600 meters. So we are 12,000 almost, 11,000 and change. And to Shira 2, 4 hours, 10 kilometers. All these signs are a little suspect, I think. Peak is only 33 from here. So 4 hours, another couple hours. This is everything they have here. Ta-da! Kiddo's still in good spirits, proud of her for sticking it out. Pleasure to meet you, Scott. This is Scott. He's up here with his wife and his son Gus over there. He's from Seattle and we're from Vancouver, so we came halfway around the world.
Met each other in Africa.
That's right. And Paul says we're ready to go, so we've probably got a couple hours to get to the next camp. It's starting to get a little cooler. Weather's changing. We're gonna head out.
Scurry in front. You better get in front of the rain.
Well, the vegetation has gotten shorter because we're going higher, and it's an easy, flat, gentle uphill to our next camp, which will be where we'll hang out for the night. We'll probably, Indigo and I, split a Dimox tablet tonight. It's supposed to help with altitude. And my thinking is a lot of time, money, effort, and resources to get out here. And we want to have every advantage we can. So just a tiny dose of that could help things out over the next couple days. So we will probably end up eating 3 or 4 pills between us of Dimox just to help out a tiny bit. It's a medication that helps with altitude. I'm not usually a medication guy, but circumstances like this make some sense. So there's some road access to the next camp, and it's also the spot where you rescue people who are in need. So you can see over there the car going along, the dust cloud coming up. I've seen it a couple times going out there, but it's heading up probably to pick someone up, Paul?
Yes.
There you go. Has got the pointy end right now. And the landscape is pretty serene, kind of up and down, a lot of chunks of what looked like volcanic rock. A little bit of going down to the stream, then climbing up the other side. So there's a mountain cycling route, Cathedral Point, which is that way, 4.2K. It's another type of trip. A lot of this you would not be able to ride. A lot of it you can, but some of it not mountain bikeable, I don't think. I haven't seen a single tire tread from a bike yet. So we are coming to the road area. Looks like there's a little structure. Indigo is leading the charge at a very healthy clip. Pretty much as fast as I would want to go. So the flat definitely agrees with her. Kilimanjaro National Park, Tanzania. Picnic site.
Okay, I'm getting picked up here. Bye. The rest.
Shira 2 camp, 6 kilometers. Wow, Indigo has been leading the charge up this. It's kind of a gradual incline the whole way. Kind of rocky with a bit of down and up. But there's a green roof just up there, which marks the camp. 234. We'll probably be there 5 minutes, or 6 minutes. So it took us an hour 50 to get up. Good work, kid.
We get there faster, my clothes off.
Well, here we are. 1:45. Nice work, Paul.
Good job.
That was fun. That was a good section. Indigo, that was fabulous work. I wouldn't have wanted to go any faster. That was fabulous.
I guess I am your daughter.
There's a possibility that's true. Silas, in our group, he made it right up with his Snoopy socks. Here it is. We're signing in, which we do at each place where we camp. This is Shira 2 camp, 3,850 meters. Next camp tomorrow, 10 kilometers, 6 hours, I think less. Some of these camps have huge, look at this thing. Look at this. God, you got dinner for everybody in here.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you? I'm super duper too. Look at the size of that thing. Can you imagine carrying that up? Good Lord. Lots of people up here. So our camp has been set up again. We are right there. There's our living area and our dining and game playing area. And then here's the tent with the cook and the porters who are there. And the mountain right now is fully visible, although we can't see the actual summit. It is behind. Hey, there he is. So where is the summit? Looking at the mountain right now.
Yeah, the summit. Have you seen that peak?
Yes.
There's like a saddle. So the peak is on the right side.
Of the. I see.
Yeah,
so this goes into a saddle down and up
so
the other side.
Other side there.
Got it.
So because we go around there, we come coming again to the west part.
So we'll walk all the way around here and then go up.
From there to east, and then coming direct to west.
Beautiful. There you have it from the man who's climbed it 200 times.
Yeah, and that which you see like a saddle, there's a trail which we call Western Bridge. So some people who got like an itinerary of going to sleep at Crater Camp, they have to cross there.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, there's a trail there. But that trail is not good because they are a little bit dangerous. Like 3 years ago, the rock falling, they killed a lot of people there. Rock falling. So sometimes if you wanted to go there, you have to write yourself.
That it's okay.
Yeah.
If we get killed, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Well, not on this trip.
Yeah, but not now. So we go to the safe place.
It's beautiful out right now. All the wind is gone. Clouds are in the valley down there.
Yep.
So probably everywhere but Kilimanjaro is cloudy. It is our second morning. Here's our little camp. Our sleeping bags are just adequate, and they bring a nice selection of breakfast and tea. We've asked them not to bring breakfast since we're not doing the breakfasts, but we get some fruit and some hot water, and they also bring washing water. And outside right now, here's Indigo doing the washing with the warm water. And you look out and you can see clouds all down below. There's the mountain still in shade, but slowly today it'll start to reveal itself. And that mountain over there is Meru, which I have designs on in a few days, but we will see how everything goes. I think both Indigo and I are feeling decent right now. She's got a little bit of congestion, and sleeping is not totally restful. Waking up a bit, just a bit uncomfortable and that sort of thing. But ready for the next day, which sees us climbing a good bit up to 4,800 or 4,600, and then descending down to 3,850 for the night. there are some big advantages to being in a small party. One of which is you don't need to join the lineup. It seems like a lot of the package routes or getting people together, they post a guide at the front who sets a very measured and probably very sensible pace, but
You're not sensible.
no, sensible is not something that we do very well. So I appreciate having Paul here, more or less letting us get on with it. This is a big acclimatization day for us, as we're going to climb up to a place called the Lava Tower, which is at 4,800 meters. Have lunch and then drop back down and sleep lower at 3,950. And this is our view heading up. I'm imagining we'll probably see some other groups. And the camp tonight is the convergence of 3 trails, so we're gonna have a lot of people. We'll see. Giant groups. I can imagine on the last day up to the summit, it will probably be very slow going with a big lineup. I think this is the crew of folks who wore too much warm stuff and then are shedding now. Hello. Thank you. Have a good one. Choosing a local outfit. These folks we just passed back here are from G Adventures, which is a Canadian outfit out of Toronto. They are barely moving. I think we're probably one of the last to start today, but chances are we'll be at lunch before most of them. Here's a cairn garden. Lovely. Sometimes as we're walking, still uphill, the air's quite thin because we're probably 4,200 meters, something right now. So 14,000 feet. And you think, well, I can just see my body adapting to the altitude and just envisioning it happening, and also just appreciating where we are, where I am, each step in this beautiful place, going up that considerable mountain, 20,000 feet. And especially that I got my dirter with me, who's doing great so far, even though suffering a little bit with allergies, so a little stuffy, which is not ideal, but handling it well. So morning and evening, the mountain clears. In the middle of the day, it can get socked in, so it's nice to enjoy the sun in the middle of a hike like this, where it's a little chilly. Just finishing coming up a chute that is quite technical, actually. It's very jagged and unsettled in terms of trails go. I suspect we'll get more and more of that on the route. Still haven't joined up with the folks from the other trails yet, but I expect we will. These guys are just passing through probably pretty significant loads, just balancing on the head, often with no hand to help. It's impressive. Saying this is a spot where there was a Swiss group climbing in the rainy season, and it was raining, so he had an umbrella out, and then he got a satellite phone out. Wow, is that obsidian?
Yeah, obsidian.
Dragon glass indigo. It's dragon glass. Look at that. That's cool. But he, in the thunderstorm, his satellite phone ended up attracting lightning, and he died here. Fever. Attitude before altitude. 2013. Then he goes leading us down into the gap. Cool. I always love sections of trail like this.
I need more tissue.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Toilet paper. You get these moments where you just think, oh my God, look at where we are. This is fantastic. Down in the plains, all cloudy, but up here, clear and beautiful. And you've got views both ways.
And here.
Yeah, the best view of all, right? Doing great, kid. What's your name?
Keith.
Keith. There's Keith. Went to Michigan State University from East Lansing at some point, which is where I grew up. And then
That came in. Where you live now?
Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, my parents live. I'm Canadian.
Oh, so are we.
My parents. Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, you are too?
yeah.
This is my dad.
Oh, okay.
We both are.
Indigo's excited because we have just spotted the lava tower lunch spot. And it is right in between that big rock and the incline that goes up. So it's we've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes, or just under that. So I imagine we'll be up there in about 10 minutes, maybe a little longer, 13 minutes. And that'll put us at 2.5 hours to get up there. Both still feeling pretty decent, so optimistic about our chances. After lunch, it's a short jaunt down to where we'll have camp. Mount coming down. Indigo's horrified by the frozen river.
So cold.
Look at that. I'll bet that's cold water for sure. Definitely snow melt. A little silty, but would probably be good drinking. So we're just about at the lava tower, where we'll stop for lunch. Indigo's leading the charge up the final hill to the lava tube area. People chilling out up here. Relaxing. And gathering. Lava Tower Camp. Elevation 4,600. Hello, hello. A lunch on the rocks. They pack these little lunch boxes. Indigo's just going through the orange, but you know what's in mine yet. Orange and a mango juice, a little banana, and some other things. I've been traveling with Indigo now for about 3 weeks. We've gone to Finland and Israel and Egypt and then Tanzania. And I chose, we're going pretty light, but one of the things, we're in a lot of warm places, but this is definitely not a warm place, so we had to bring some clothes. We wanted to bring bags that are carry-on size, so that's a 50-liter pack that's not all the way full. And mine's probably roughly similar. It's an older pack, hers is a newer pack. But I chose to bring just one pair of shoes. So what I've got are these Ultras. They are Ultra Olympuses, which I love. They are my favorite running shoe for races, but I have a couple complaints. They also have this beautiful gator trap, which is just like a little thing that undoes to keep a small light gator in place, but they're very fragile. And the fit isn't perfect at the front. This little hook goes onto this, which is good. And the other complaint I've got with Olympus, I'm talking to you. I'm sorry, Olympus Ultra. These, right at the edge of the shoelace, there's a kind of a sharp edge. So it's supposed to have a nice finished, comfortable thing like that. But this, I ran one race in these, a 55-mile race, but at the end this was exposed and it's just been getting worse and worse. And it's the same on this shoe. So my feeling is with a shoe that I've got less than a month old, one race in, and you know, hoping to get this hike done and maybe another one, I feel like a shoe should last longer. The other thing people sometimes ask me about is what is the camera I'm using. This is a, Sony HDR AZ1, a little tiny camera on the end of a monopod.
He'll insert a picture while editing.
Thank you, Indigo. So, just answering some of the questions that pop up every now and then. And appreciating where we are. Lucky, lucky people. So there is a route up here. You can see the little trail goes up. That's the water supply. There's a little camp right there at the base of the wall, and then it goes straight up here. But recently they've had to turn around people because too much snow.
Too much.
Yeah, and our trail is going to head down there. All those dudes are hanging out on the rock because that's where you can potentially get a cell phone signal. So if you see a bunch of porters holding phones, that's where the signal is. So I think we're just getting ready here. We are heading away from Lava Tower, heading down to the little river, and then back up on the other side. We should have one more down. So this is a nice technical-ish trail. We like this. The snow above. So we're going through this semi-muddy area. We got the lava tower behind us. We've just come from. We'll be dancing down for the next few kilometers until we hit the camp for the night. We should probably be there by 2 o'clock, I'm guessing. Just here. We got Wendy up ahead, Ryan here with me. He's in med school in Nebraska, and his dad behind, Keith, who lives in Boston but grew up in East Lansing and has got Vancouver connection. So I smell a future hiking exploration visit at some point if we can manage calendars. Once we get into this, it's definitely going to be a little bit more cool, although our wind has disappeared, so definitely a nice temperature. And going down, woo, piece of cake. Interesting trees and foliage around here that grow at altitude. It is like descending into a lost world. It's great. I love seeing all the changes in terrain and flora and fauna. Going down so everybody's happy. Nobody's out of breath. It's all good. Yeah, this is...
So during a cold, if it's a morning, you can find it's closed like a garbage.
Yeah.
And when it's open, when the sun comes, they open. And inside here, you can see some of the liquid, which is anti-freezing material. So during a cold, see how it's thick. So this is anti-freezing material. So during a cold, they can protect this plant from freezing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Terrain. All these plants are totally unique. And a few of them are endemic only to Kilimanjaro. So those trees grow for 50 years before they get up to about waist height, and then they split. And then every 25 years after that, they keep splitting. It is just a magical concourse with some pretty awesome foliage and a nice trail, just rocky enough to be interesting. I am so pleased with the quality of the trail so far. It's been good. Lots of variety, lots of different things. Happy camper. I love the changing conditions. The light keeps switching. A little bit of sun, a little bit of cloud, mist blowing through. Our camp is directly ahead. It's going to be a big camp, lots of people. But our route up is that little scramble up there. So we are going to be having a leisurely afternoon. It's 1:25. All right, so 1:30. We started about 8:20. So 5 hours, including probably 90 minutes of sitting around, maybe even a little bit more, up at the lava towers, which is good for acclimatization. But this is so cool. We're getting closer and closer to our actual route. Coming in, signing up at the Barranco Camp, registering, and then going to find our guys who took a different route today. So when you sign up, each time you spend the night, you sign into a place like this. Look at Indigo's genuine, sweaty visor with salt. Her Adidas visor has been properly christened. Perfect. We're just coming into camp. It's a good thing. I think Indigo's in a little bit of a mood, but when she is, she's very frank about it. She said, I'm not in a good mood, so give her some room. She'll feel better soon. This is our meal tent in there where they cook things, and there's the official tent. And there's a lot of other campsites around here. So, Paul,
Yes.
do you ever get trips where someone shows up and you look at them and you think, there's no way they're going to be able to do this?
No.
Always you think they can?
Yeah, they can, yeah.
Everybody, all the time?
No, not everybody can do like have you seen that first day you see people going down.
Yeah.
Yesterday you saw a lot of people
Yeah.
with the car coming to do a rescue. So like yesterday most of the people are suffering of altitude because altitude started to people start to suffer from 3,500.
Yeah.
And yesterday we have been to 380, so most of them
Yeah.
people start to get sick. And
There's got to be trips, though, because I've seen where people show up, there's 10, 12 people, and one of them ain't going to make it.
Yeah.
It's about 6:30 a.m. Indigo over there still snuffling and her throat's hurting a little bit. Not the best sleep for either of us, a lot of waking up and getting back to sleep. But our plan right now is to head out at 7. There's a bit of a scramble up, 1,000-foot scramble, which is hands on rock, some of it apparently. So we're told wear some gloves, and with as many other groups that are in this camp. The idea is to stay ahead of them so we don't get delayed waiting for them to climb up in front of us. So, be crawling out of our sleeping bags here in a minute and checking it out to see what it looks like. Usually it's clear in the morning, but I don't know yet. The sun takes a little while to peek around the mountain at this spot, but I believe it's up on the other side. So, day 4. So, the trick is now to leave immediately. You ready to walk? Hey, Paul?
T-shirts.
Nice. His t-shirt from yesterday, frozen solid.
Yes, frozen.
So it's key getting out early because this next part is a bit of a bottleneck with a lot of narrow passages. And this is our morning. And our climb is basically that big wall there. We just took off in front of a smaller group in front of us and wanted to stay ahead of them. So off we go into the wild blue yonder. Paul whipped everything together real quick and he is ready as well. A little bit of mist in the morning. I'm hoping Indigo's cold subsides a little. Snuffly nosed and whatnot, that's no fun. So this is a proper scramble here. Definitely would be a challenge to be passing people. Doing good, kid. Nice work, kid. Good job. This is definitely the most technical part so far. This is the kissing rock, because you have to kiss it as you go through. Nice one, kiddo. We've done a good bit of elevation today. Still on the shady side. Still more scramble to get up. Whoop! Whoop! Sun's coming out over there.
Yeah.
Paul's jumping up like a Tanzanian mountain goat. Reached top. Indigo nose is running ferociously. But we got sun.
No, it's running a lot.
Gode has led the charge. Good job, my friend. What's that? It's up to you, Indigo. I'm good.
I need to blow my nose.
All right. So after the Barranco wall, which Gode says is breakfast, there's quite a bit of downhill and then some more climbing up to the next camp that we are going to skip and move on to the actual base camp for the summit. But it's nice to, when it's cold in the morning, get all the uphill, not all the uphill, I guess it's about 300 meters, maybe a little bit more, going up. And then let that warm us up, and then head off. Oh, that's beautiful. The mist just sort of comes in and obscures the sun every now and then. Sort of a general up and down that we've been doing. Not too steep, but you can see we're kind of right at cloud level. So we'll probably get a mix of this, although it looks blue up ahead. So I can see our trail just going up there. Probably have to skirt this canyon up here or go down into it. How you doing, kiddo?
Better.
Better, that's good. She's got a pocket full of giant snowball of Kleenex and gnarliness, but we do what we... Kiddo in the lead here on this incredible ridge with the mountain behind us. Paul,
Yes.
always smiling with his stick. Indigo, suffering a little today, earning her way up. That was one of those looks like, Dad. There's a camp there, but we're gonna skip that one, which is a good thing, especially because it's only 9 in the morning. And we're looking off in this direction, where normally you might be able to see Meru. We saw it yesterday, but today, no Meru, which tells you that the cloud cover goes to, how tall was Meru?
4,500.
4,500 meters, so 15,500 feet. Clouds are there. It looks like everybody down in the plain is under clouds and maybe rain. And we are up here enjoying the clear blue sky. No wind, which is fantastic. Hold up for a sec, kiddo. We got a passer. Some of the porters are cranking it along, big loads. But this is
so wimpy when they go by like that.
so, as is often the case, the camp that you see just across the way is only accessible by going down into the canyon and then back up the other side. A little climb up there. Good save. But this is the last water available, according to Godi, for camp. So this is where they come down to get water. Some camps will treat them with water purification tablets. Because there's only 2 of us, we're getting boiled water, which I have to say tastes pretty good the whole way. Oh my gosh. Karanga hut, 39.30.
No. Was the previous, it was because the camp of this camp, it was down there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
When the people shift, they shift with the signboard.
I
so
see.
the real signboard, which tell us
It's up there.
Yeah.
Wow. We have gotten to the next camp. 9:45, 2.5 hours. And here we are. Good job, kid. Good job, guide. Good job, other guide.
Yep.
So this has been a long, steady haul up. Super even gradient. Indigo's leading the way, setting the pace, and just carrying on impressively relentlessly up the hill. The ridge line up there is what we go up in the morning or in the middle of the night, as the case may be. So we'll probably do about this pace for a while. It'll be nice not to have backpacks on then, which are borrowed from the outfitter. Stop for a second. Are slowly disintegrating. So hopefully they will last. We'll see. Strapping little tiny pieces of orange foam slowly but surely disintegrating. We just need it to last for tomorrow. Sometimes bigger chunks than others. There's another little one right there. And another little one right there. Just keep going. The problem will be if the soul separates. We're in a land of the cairns. Definitely thin air. Both of us huffing and puffing a little bit. There's an antenna. Indigo is like, that's it? Okay, I'm ready to go. Immediately her pace picked up. The peak is now in the clouds, and down below, I've been in the clouds all day. Very gradual incline the whole way on this, but steady. To the top of this ridge, we can see the path going up there. There's the antenna where the camp is. That little ridge, we got people coming down. That'll hopefully be us tomorrow.
And going down on top of that ridge is the way down.
Oh, all the way down.
On top of that.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. Doing good, kid. On a proper scree surface now.
Completely walking the desert.
Yeah. I think we'll get to camp just a little afternoon. So, about five hours from one to the next. Jumbo! We're just catching the groups that left the camp that we arrived at, where most people stop. They're up there, very slowly, gingerly, making their way up. They probably left at 8. We left at 10 past 10. So, and they look like they're not carrying their gear. If you go with an outfit that porters your gear, you can give them 15 kilograms to carry. Jumbo. And we've opted not to do that. 4 porters for 2 people and 1 indigo. Paul was saying some of the outfits, they haul up toilets and beds and all kinds of stuff. 2 people, 20 porters instead of 4. That's a different kind of trip. Luckily we're close to the top where it opens up. But this line up and march, not so fun. Doing good, kid. Cody, how are you doing?
Good.
Paul.
Fantastic.
Hakuna Matata, that's what we like to hear. There's the trail we just came along. And we're just about at the top. And this is the down route. Up here at base camp, it looks like real estate is harder to come by. So tents end up getting put in all sorts of different places. I imagine it goes up a little ways. That antenna that we saw a while back is getting closer, but we're still not there. 11:56. Took us a little under 2 hours to get up here. 4K. It's almost noon. We left at about 10 past 10 from the middle one. Oh yeah, look at this.
You can see there's a mountain which we call it Mawenzi, which is the second peak.
Oh yeah.
It's on the inside of the clouds.
Beautiful.
So that is one of the second peak it erupts. And it's 5,100. This is high.
Really?
Yeah. And that mountain is a technical climb.
Oh yeah, technical.
Yeah, technical. You have this ice, sea, rock.
Yeah. Paul last night said we get up here at 2 o'clock or maybe 1. So we're a little ahead of schedule.
Yep.
At noon. Sit down in a little shaded spot from the wind. Oh yeah. See people down there too. And chill out till the porters catch up. What we're dealing with for bathrooms, actually these ones look pretty good. Tourist toilet. And it's just a very small hole in the tile. And it looks like would not want to camp down there. Official. How you guys doing?
Hi.
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
Nearly there.
Almost there.
Yeah, a mere 5K.
That's it. The last
So we're
5K.
good.
Piece of cake.
Piece
That's
of
it,
cake.
simple.
Easy peasy.
That's right.
Lemon squeezy.
Might as well just go right now. Actually,
Shall we?
it probably
Shall we go
totally.
now?
We'll just
You
pick
totally
each other
could.
up and go.
Yeah.
Gabriel, should we go now?
Hello, and welcome to Confessions from Kilimanjaro. So, not gonna lie, today was not fun. We started off by camping in a cloud last night, which meant that our tent was soaking wet, and of course it froze. So, yeah, this morning was cold. Oh, also, breathing has been very difficult. So, this morning we started bright and early, walking up to pass everybody. And then when we got to the camp, where, you know, people would camp, we did not. We stopped for maybe 5 minutes, scarfed down some pineapple, and kept going. Up, and up, and up, and up. So the air has been really, really thin, so it's difficult to breathe. It's so cold that your nose is running, so you can't breathe anyways. And then if you put the little buff on over your mouth, it's like you're wearing a gas mask. So it's just... it's been a lot. Anyways, we just got here. Our porters are not here. We're here about 2 hours earlier than we were planning on. So now we get to, you know, sit out here exposed in the rocks and eat a little lunchbox. Oh, something gross. This is all of the tissues that I've used since last night. How does a head this small have that much mucus? I don't understand it, but it's pretty horrifying. So, yeah, wish us luck. Okay, bye. Update, life is looking up. We have many more layers on now, so I'm feeling better. And we have our lunch boxes. They're so cute, and Carrie traded me his juice, so I got the tropical one. But we still should have brought candy. Okay, that's all.
So we're in the tent. It is 2 o'clock. Indigo is getting warm.
It's so cold.
She's got the sleeping bag liner. Actually, we've got a little bit of sun heating things up right now. Our tent was wet from the morning because of all the frost on it, but now it's drying out nicely. We've basically got about 12 hours before we're leaving. Most people leave at 12 midnight. I've requested to leave at 2 or 2:30 in the morning. I just don't want to get up to the top and have the sun not be up. I want the sun to be up when we get to the top. It takes 6 hours, as people say. I'm counting on 4.5, probably. It's not that far, 5 kilometers, 1,200 meters, so it's 3 miles and about 4,500 feet, a little bit more. So a grouse grind and a half. Should be good. We have just been brought our dinner, which we eat on this nice table. Lentil pancakes, gluten-free, good for the kiddo. And we have African soup. Ooh, that looks good. It looks like a broth with maybe some zucchini and bananas, maybe a little bit of meat, and spaghetti.
Not so good for the kiddo.
But I'm sure we'll be able to have a nice little meal out of this. And it's 5:40. Leaving in about 8 hours. So let's eat, brush our teeth, rest as best we can, and then hike uphill for a long time in the cold, dark. Indigo's boots were falling apart. I thought, oh, the sole will just come off. But you see that stitching? They actually stitched it together so that now the sole won't fall off. The rubber may still deteriorate, but it should be good for tomorrow. Pretty impressive field fix. Had a auger and a set of really heavy thread to actually fix this. I'm impressed.
Of the code which you have seen, and today you can use this, and when you reach there it will not work.
We're talking
But
about
if you put in underneath of your pants,
yeah,
and it stay warm with your body, warm,
then it's okay.
it will work. Yeah.
Every day, Gotti and Paul come in and give us the pep talk of what the day's going to look like tomorrow. This time we're waking up at 1:40 a.m. Indigo's extremely excited about that. We're going to make it up by sunrise if everything goes according to plan. And we're going to bomb it on down here. We're going to go super light on the way up, although we're going to be looking like Michelin men covered with all our gear. And come back here, repack, eat, and then see how much progress we can make going down. So, what do you think, Gotti? We're going to make it up?
Yeah.
Paul?
100%.
100%.
Yeah. According to how you're doing, because I know sometimes we can determine the clients how doing it from the beginning.
Yeah.
That's you're going to make it, so we can know how you're doing. And
I'm glad you think
No,
so.
you feel no headache?
No,
No.
I'm okay.
No,
Earlier, not now.
a little bit?
A little earlier, not now.
It's come on the mountain there.
We'll be okay.
No this?
So, next time I'll pop you on is probably the morning.
Could you do that?
Mawembe.
Mawembe.
a technical climb.
Yeah, it looks technical. And there is Meru over there. And there's our objective tomorrow. Up there, just over across. You can never really see the top. So, time to rest. Maybe use the god-awful bathroom real quick. And then
I want a bath in the bathroom with a lid.
I'll
Thank
finish.
you.
Thanks, Amani.
Okay.
Well, it is 1:45 in the morning. We have gotten our wake-up call. The air is very still outside. It's chilly, but not ridiculous. I feel like we're going to be plenty warm going up, although I know near the top it's going to be very cold. So we're layered up with virtually all our layers. I guess we're ready to go. So Paul's getting his real gloves on. Gotti is all bound up. Indigo's got her flashlight. I don't know if we can see it right now, but that's the mountain. It is quiet, and it looks like we'll be hiking alone for a while. We have been doing a slow march up for, I don't know, probably an hour. Into the snow now. Switchbacky, but still have some good incline. have a good ways to go. We are properly on snow now. We've been passing little groups that started earlier, but going real slow and steady. The snow is nicely frozen, so easy to get a purchase on. I don't really know how far we have.
It's a unique to the tropical country to walk to the snow like this.
Yeah,
Because
it is.
It's a warm country and they walk to the snow. That is a unique thing which you found in Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, yeah. Here we are in the snow. We are seeing sunrise start to happen. That looks like the ridge where those lights are. Indigo is suffering through it, but doing really well. Almost to the rim. We are at Stella Point. Sun coming out seems to be a little rest spot. And this direction is the caldera, and then up there is the top. We've got about 200 meters to go in elevation. Another 45 minutes to walk. I'm guessing we'll get there.
That was miserable. If you're gonna do it with someone like Carrie who can push you up the hill.
Well, this is some scenery. Sun just coming out. We're on the final ridge. God bless Indigo. Suffering through this thing. I know largely because of me. But hopefully by the time she gets down she'll have realized the magnitude of her accomplishment. Well, this is definitely the highest I've ever been. We're 5,800 meters right now, maybe. And the day is slowly starting to dawn. Kiddo.
Yep.
Few words from the daughter at the moment.
Saving energy.
Pretty amazing view. The top of Africa. Love you, kiddo. I love you.
Love you too.
Let's polish this thing off.
Yep, then be done. Go to the hotel, shower, be warm, have a toilet.
That is it.
This is a crater, and that's the ash pit. See there? The way a lava is erupting, there's a hole which is erupting. So you can see there. You can see here is a snow, but around to that ash pit there is a dry one.
Fumes.
Sometimes this mountain is dormant, sometimes they smoke. So when you go there, you can find even hot balls.
Oh yeah. Only right to finish this off with a bit of a run. sun is just hidden. There it is. Life goals. There's a bit of a crowd up here, kid. Let's take a moment here. Good guiding.
You are the roof of Africa.
We're at the roof of Africa. Look at this. And that was our little visit to the top of the world. Good job, Indigo. Good job, Paul. Good job. Even though you got your glasses broken. There we go. From the top of Africa. We are going down at a good clip, but the terrain is a little sketchy.
So slippery.
Indigo had a nice running launch into my arms down a little icy ramp.
And a white powder too coming up.
But it is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Scenery is tough to beat. The mighty ultras have done the job today. I've not seen a lot of running shoes up here, mostly boots. That's the caldera. You can see some footprints down there. I think there's a place to camp. They also played the world's highest soccer game there at one point as well. And we're just coming back to Stella Point. Still people making their way up. I think we're through the tricky part. Good job, Indigo.
My pants keep sliding off.
I wonder if they've got a cord to tighten or any adjustability. So this is Stella Point. Stella Point.
Stella Point. And we call it a junction of the people from Marangu route. You can see this is a Marangu route.
Yep.
Where people using Coca-Cola route. And this route where people using Machame, Lemosho.
Yep.
Coming up. So when you go somewhere, you can see very far from our camp where it is.
We are making our way through this kind of formed snow. And a bunch of people are still heading up. Oh, they're taking their crampons off. Probably unnecessary. But there you go. Camp straight ahead. It's a sub-peak technical climb. So much easier downhill. Just keep the feet moving. We're getting into a nice rhythm going downhill here. Mixture of snow and sort of sliding ash and sand. And we're coming across all the people who are suffering. We're going a lot slower than the group. They'll have a long day ahead. Hello. Good, how are you? But the level of effort going down compared to going up is radically different. Woo, good save. I even caught that one on video. That was good, that was good. We are lucky humans to be doing this, despite what Indigo might think. Indigo's getting a little boost from Paul. It's a pretty good slope, but it is walkable and more inviting than the trench of doom next to it. A bit of an apple. Put some sunscreen on. We're heading down to camp where we'll probably have a little meal and continue onward. I know top in Indigo's list of priorities is shower, bed, sleep, and massage. Oh, look at this. Freaking amazing, amazing, amazing. So happy to be able to do this. This is just sliding down and down. The high base camp. Indigo setting a good pace. We've taken a lot of layers off and stuffed them into Paul's bag, which is nice. Less to carry, easier to run down. Been keeping a good clip. I think most people leave for the top around midnight, give or take an hour, some a little earlier. We left at 2:15, and we're definitely the first ones down. We passed a couple who were the first ones coming down from the top as we went up. We wouldn't have seen the sunset, or sunrise rather. It's a bit of a shame. And we passed them a while ago, so we're probably quite a ways ahead of any group today. So God, good job. We got another, 300 meters to go down on fairly technical rock to get out of this camp to ours. We cannot argue with the scenery. Indigo's asking me how I was feeling going up. And legitimately tired, short of breath, kind of analyzing, am I feeling lightheaded? Do I have a headache? Am I feeling nauseous? Every time I thought, well, maybe that's a headache, I thought, then I just kind of put it away and go, no, not really. In terms of temperature, I layered up pretty well. Cold. There was some worry that my trail running shoes would be insufficient, but I brought nothing else on this trip, and I've done so much trail running in snow that I figured it'd be fine. I wore 3 pairs of socks, so At the beginning, they were a tiny bit cold, but the whole rest of the way, not at all. It helped with the steady workload going up. Indigo is good about not taking long breaks.
Harry was good about pushing me up.
Just a little hand on the waist to give a tiny bit more forward momentum. So that probably
A lot.
matched up well.
And stopping me from falling multiple times.
A few times maybe.
Last time I was hiking in the snow, Niels was the one stopping me from falling, but the exact same thing kept happening. I just slide everywhere.
We're just talking about going downhill and not falling. And one of the things you can do, besides picking really good, firm places to put your feet, is to kind of dance down. Because if your feet are going quick, if you lose balance on one, then you're okay for the other. So if I was going through this section, doing just a little step, I could go through like that.
Woo, slow down.
And make sure you walk through that bare rock.
Okay, so as proven, that is definitely a lot more efficient and a hell of a lot faster. So yeah, maybe try that out, but you know, don't die while you're at it.
Just finishing it off, coming into camp. We left at about 2:15. It is now 8:15, so 6 hours to get up and down Jumbo. And we're back into our camp. In fact, it's right across the way there. This is a big water collector, apparently.
And solar panels.
I don't think they are solar panels, actually. And here's our camp. Boys are probably sleeping. I wouldn't blame them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Hey, hey. Jumbo, Jumbo. Good, good. They're all laughing. Woo. Good job, kid.
You made it.
Good job, Paul.
Good job.
Thank you.
Oh, that was fun.
That's funny.
That was beautiful. That is from whence we came. And Amani, thank you.
Good job.
So these are the guys who made it possible for us to get up here. We got Godfrey, say hello. Amani, Hans, always with a big smile.
Hello.
And Silas, tough, tough man. These are our guys. And here comes Hassan. Hassan, he's extra tough too.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. That was fun. These guys are excited that we're going to do all the way down, one extra day. Yeah, that should be fun.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you, thank you. Well, we are heading out. Saying goodbye to base camp and trying to get all the way down today, which is more than most do. Hey, how's it going? Good, how was yours?
I didn't go, I waited one more day, so I'm going up tomorrow morning.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah. Are you going all the way down today?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of walking downhill.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Matthew.
How was the summit?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So we're definitely going to be descending into the clouds. Because of our timing, we're not meeting a whole lot of other people, unless we might meet some coming up towards the bottom of this. But it is beautiful and sunny, quite warm with a couple layers, even though the air is somewhat brisk. But when we get down into the clouds, it's going to be a little wet. Here comes our intrepid guides, heading down the trail, Kilimanjaro in the background. Woo! God bless. And Paul. We're going to be into the clouds soon. We've re-entered the zone with plant life. And we're just heading to a camp, Millennium Camp down there, which we'll be passing through. Indigo will be using one of the lovely facilities on the way.
Thanks for announcing that.
Ranger station. The whole place looks surreal in the mist and the odd trees and shapes. Indigo. One of the things I appreciate about our guides on this trip is they have let us just carry on and take pace setting duties for most of the time. So we just set Indigo in the lead. She just hauls downhill and everybody follows. So we keep passing little groups of people who are stuck behind a guide going whatever pace it's supposed to be. But I don't think they're probably going down as far as we are today. It's unusual to go the whole way down. You have to go down pretty quick. You have to start pretty early to get the official guide sanction to make that happen. Earlier today, going up in the morning, there were a few moments where Paul was wondering if we were going to make it up. And
Basically, I was on death's door.
then she made a miraculous recovery. Had one small helping hand in the lower back on occasion. And we made it up and down and took pictures and did some other stuff on the top in the time that he thought maybe we would have made it up. So, not that it's a race, but for me it is. There's a little bit of competitive spirit for sure. If I see groups in front, it's a nice way to kind of put a target on their back and see if we can't motor on past them. Things about trail running to me is the endless calculations and thoughts put into where your feet actually hit the ground. Thinking about what's flat, what's sloped, what will sustain a direction change, what might be slippery. It's pretty non-stop on a trail like this, which is moderately technical. Trail keeps changing. Now it's wet and rocky, trees are taller. We're close to Barranco Camp. Woo, good save! Indigo going for a little slide. Like a paved path here. The camps end up taking pretty good sized loads. 22 kilograms plus everything else that they're bringing. And somehow they just balance them on their heads, get them all wound up. It's pretty impressive. Jumbo. Oh my word. Practice. No, not practice? Oh, real rescue. Someone coming down the mountain the wrong way.
Turn down your music so you won't get copyrighted.
Good work, people. That looks sketchy driving that thing down there.
Yeah, good suspension there. Oh my god.
If you are not sick, you can't. If somebody puts you there, just for first few meters, you say no.
Yeah.
And because it's comfortable, but if you're sick, you can feel comfortable. But if you're not sick,
This is a nutso rescue operation. Look at that. Someone's getting pulled down, probably with altitude sickness. But driving this cart is quite the ride. That's why it's got a motorcycle suspension on it.
Come and imagine from Barranco to here.
Oh my God.
Yes. We're coming from there. Yeah, in fact, there was that my people. We went up to Guru. So we did a good time. We were there around 9:52.
Yeah.
Coming down, that was a problem.
Oh no.
And wasn't cutting, not touched. The legs can't get balanced to walk.
Oh.
So you can carry me from there to no, yeah, go to the desert. And it
Wow.
was late to get him down to where we're supposed to be.
So this happened yesterday?
This happened yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
So the legs are no good.
The legs, and it's too heavy. He has 250 pounds.
Oh,
250. Wow.
he's a big dude.
How often does this happen?
It's his first time I fought, in fact, that's after the summit.
Yeah.
And he fought in walk down.
Always got to get down.
And we're going to do this until where the car can end up. Then we'll put him in the car.
Oh, to the next camp and then in the car?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
This is the camp we're coming into. The Mueca camp. This is, as Indigo said, where we would have camped. 3,100 meters. Mueca Gate, 3 hours.
Or less.
Will be less. So below Mueca Camp, we're going to Mueca Gate, and it is magical forest time. We have entered yet another zone, rainforest zone. It's funny coming from Vancouver and seeing the rainforest there. It's all ferns, moss, trees, and here, similar ferns, moss, trees, but the vegetation is totally different. It is a gorgeous trail. I think we've got maybe 1,000 meters to go down.
Yes.
Okay, 1,000 meters to go down. That's a good downhill. So we got a little ways. I always compare things to the grouse grind in Vancouver, which is not 1,000 meters, but it's right around 800 meters, I think. And how long it takes to go up and down that, plus a little bit of distance, since this is not as steep. Then I always put my mind around roughly how long it'll take us to do that. So, but Indigo's in her happy place because it's all downhill.
Yeah.
So, this trip up, I think Kilimanjaro is 19,600, 700, something like that, feet.
In the tree.
And
Oh, yeah.
Big mosses in the tree.
oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
And we had a little bit of an advantage going in that we've been flying a good bit, where the airplane is pressurized usually to 10,000 feet. And we spent a couple days on safari in Serengeti and Ngorongoro Crater. So we had one day camping just under 8,000 feet. And neither of us seemed to have any big adverse reactions to the altitude, except for, of course, shortness of breath and feeling a little lightheaded or out of sorts every now and then. But that's to be expected. If you're going to do something like this, the altitude is the one thing that you need to take into consideration and respect. So, since we had no real issues about it, it's been pretty good. And now we're coming down, one day down, which is going to be considerable because 5,900, we're going from 5,900 to something like 1,500 meters. So we're dropping almost 4,500 meters, or 19,000 and change, to, it's like a 15,000 foot descent that we're doing today, over 17 kilometers from the top to the bottom, so 11 miles from top to the bottom through all kinds of crazy different zones. And it's freaking gorgeous in here. It is so cool. This whole setup right now with the rain and mist and all that reminds me of Vancouver, where I spend an awful lot of time hiking. To go the muddy route, we go the tree route. Indigo says the tree route. Our downhill seems to have petered out a little bit, which might mean we're near the base of the mountain. Indigo is hungry, she reports. Also, knee's giving her a bit of hurt, but doing such a technical 14,500 foot descent is not surprising. So when I think about stuff like that, like my knees hurt a little bit right now, but I'm kind of used to it every now and then. I treat it as an opportunity to think about my body improving itself so it can adapt and be tougher in the future. Now, I'm not going to a point of ridiculous pain. I'm just kind of aware that, hey, my knee's hurting a little bit. We're probably, I'm guessing, within a half hour of the gate, which will mark our finish. And we started the gate almost exactly 96 hours ago. By the time we hit the gate down here, it might be 96 hours. So a legit 4 days, if you don't count the there is a 5th day there, but starting at 2 and finishing at 2, to me, it's a 24-hour segment. That equals a day. So it is possible. And some of that, like the first day, we only hiked
an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that. A couple of the other days we finished pretty early. A lot of the name of the game is acclimating, and then just being able to keep a good pace. And our guide let us do a lot of this because they kind of take a look at you and see how you're doing and gauge your capabilities. So this is something you can talk them into, but there's no guarantee. I kind of set it up hoping that this would be the outcome, but prepared for this to be a 6-day. I think the minimum permit, as I said maybe earlier, was 6-day permit. So we're coming out with an extra day on my permit. So maybe I'll run up and down the mountain tomorrow. I am
I'm
actually
with that. I'm getting a massage.
Indigo has been envisioning the massage and the warm shower and getting cleaned up.
The nicest things in life.
Well, I think some of the nicest things in life are out here too.
Going up was really cool. Seeing the view. I like that.
Bravo. And as the video is probably coming to a close, we'll probably have some wrapped up thoughts and all this. It's probably going to be a long video. And if you're watching it right now, that means you've sat through an enormous amount of very amateurish, shaky content. And I do appreciate it. So if you did, oh, look at the size of that tree. That is a big tree. If you have watched it this far, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I never ask that, but might as well start, right? And I have an Instagram account at Kerry Ward, Kerryward. So jump on board. Let me know you appreciate the content. Let me know what you thought. Any suggestions would be, or questions would be greatly appreciated. And if you've got ideas for potential adventures, let me know. I would be definitely up for meeting people in different places. I travel a lot, and getting out for some unique outdoor stuff, especially if it involves running around outdoors rather long distances in beautiful geographic locations like this. We're starting to hike into these big open areas, just greenery every which way. This is such a lush place. Looks like the end of the trail. This is the rescue road. We'll just wander down. Man, when you grow hardwood, even the trunks last quite some time. And here's a couple of the carts that guy was being pulled down. This is where they have to take him to, which is descending from where we saw him first to here. 5,000 feet descending on a somewhat gnarly trail. So the rescue road here down to the Mueca Gate wants to make sure that you take some of Kilimanjaro home with you, because it is just a muddy wreck. If you had a truck going up here to go like that one guy who's going to probably be picked up there, you got to be fairly good four-wheel drive, because some of the ruts and divots and mud holes are going to be a challenge. So the very last part of the trail, I can't recommend it, but still it's nice, it's pretty out here, but nothing like everything else we've seen. We are quite close to the gate and coming through a little creek area. Not far to go. Good job, kiddo.
Woo-hoo.
A double woo. Momentous occasion. Indigo has spotted a gate and a building. I think that's a good sign. This might be the Mueca Gate. We are done. Child unit of mine. Good job. Good job. Good job. Making it official. Congratulations, bon voyage. There she is. Ta-da! So fast. Good work, brother.
Hello, Jumbo.
Jumbo. Oh, again, my driver. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Look how clean you are and dry. It's all good. Here we go. The sign out. Coming down, registration book. Here's the book. Indigo's middle name is Savannah. The real great Savannah is over there. This is how I feel right now. Just chilling out on the bench. Getting signed out. Paul has guided us up.
Good.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Led the charge. He's here. Good job, Silas. Good job, good job. Hans made it down. Good work, good work. Nice job. Unpacking all the gear and the goods. Oh, we got a tiny van. Is this our tiny van? We're back in the car. Porters have taken off. We got a smaller bus this time. We got Hassan under all the luggage back there. Godi right here. All in the front. Gonna drive with a smaller van this time. Smaller van.
That's the best name.
That's right. And the road's a little mucky, a little muddy. And a little roadside fruit stand and vegetable stand. We're heading back in. So we got a situation happening out in front here. Got a lot of traffic out in the road. Getting hit with a stick here and there. All the goats and the cows. There's a little tiny, tiny goat.
Aww. Don't even.
This is Indigo coming down the stairs after the 14,000 foot descent. Come on, kiddo. Oh, look how normal she's walking. Good job. We are back from our mountain experience in Kilimanjaro. I'm with Indigo. She's a little sore.
Extremely sore.
Hobbling downstairs and whatnot. But that is a byproduct of 14,500 feet of descent in one day. Never mind the 5,000 feet we had to climb up earlier in the day. That's a long day. Going from 2 a.m. until a little after 2
PM.
p.m. So we had about a 13-hour stint. Afterwards, this is what we got right here. These are our official Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania certifications that we climbed to Uhuru Peak at 5,895 meters, which is higher than either of us have ever been before. And I like to do a little post-run, basically breakdown, talk about a few things. So one of the things that you need to be aware of is picking a company that matches what you are looking to do. There are a lot of companies that run big groups, and big groups can be dozens of people to a half dozen people. We chose a smaller company.
So it was just us two.
Yeah, so there was just 2 of us, which was kind of nice because it gave us the flexibility of going at our own pace and basically trimming a lot of time off that we wouldn't have had to, well, we would have had to do if we were with another group. So the guide is always looking at you, deciding how you're doing, whether you're walking fast, whether you're in distress or not, and made a call that we were fine and that we could cut that off. So we skipped 2 camps. We skipped 3 camps actually, which took our total days out there to 4.5, really. 96 hours is how long we were gone, but it took us, that was stretched over 5 different days because we didn't really start until 2:30 in the afternoon. The companies will pick you up from the airport, either in Arusha or Kilimanjaro, and then they will take you to a place like this. This is where we are. It's the Panama Hotel, and it is, very nice. It's not a ton of people here at the moment, but it's got good service, comfortable beds, air conditioning if you want that sort of thing.
Breakfast.
And a Swedish massage for an hour for $45. You can give your daughter as a reward for coming along on the Kilimanjaro trip. So the company we went with is called Tropeaks, Tropeaks. And the reason we chose them is there were 2 guys, Daniel and Thomas, who were really on the ball when it came to answering questions and being accommodating when we said, hey, we want a smaller than usual team and that we want to do it in less time, and we want
No food in the morning. I can't have gluten. There was just a bunch of things that they were really helpful with.
Yeah, we were definitely odd ducks because no breakfast, that's a little bit of an anomaly. But they answered questions quickly, and one of the reasons they did is because they've both been on the mountain a lot. They've been there as guides or porters. They've been up and down it quite a few times, so they know the deal. When a Western company gets a call with a question about, from this point to this point, what's the deal, or how long is the distance, or what's the elevation, they usually have to go back and check with guides, so that takes a long time. We saw some big companies out there, G Adventures from Toronto. Their trips cost roughly twice what our trips cost. So 2 of us were able to go on a custom trip and not get into a lot of the company trips that you'll go on have what I will call, it's like the death march. You've got a guide in front marching very slowly and a guide in the back, a few people kind of suffering and slowing down, and a bunch of people who are kind of anxious to get going.
Although, if you're a more normal person, it's also okay to do that because you still will get up at that pace. You don't need to be a carry.
You can get up if you want something dependable and you want a little bit more comfort. Like they're bringing up tents with toilets in them, so you don't have to use the holes in the tiles. They're bringing up tents for lunch. They're bringing up all kinds of stuff, which for me,
you don't need it.
No, it's definitely not something I was looking for. Tips are another interesting thing because that will impact your spending on the trip. And we basically used the guideline from the company itself, and they said per person you tip about $10 per day for the main guide per person. So it would be $20 a day for Indigo and I to tip the main guide. Then the sub guide you tip a little less, $7 or $8 a day, and then cook the same $7 or $8 a day per person, and then the porters another $5 a day per person each. So since we had 7 people, that turned into a expense of about $480 or something like that. So that adds to the equation. If you go on a longer trip or you have more porters, you'll definitely spend more. And that's something that you'll need to do in cash as well. And it's voluntary. It's not something that you would make people do, but it would be poor form not to do it.
It's heavily expected.
But again, no problems or hassles. When you arrive, they'll put you in a hotel overnight, most likely. Because we did a safari first, that's how it worked. We arrived, we had a bit of time in the evening to hang out, and then we were picked up for a safari. We came back from the safari to the same hotel, and the next morning took off for our Kilimanjaro experience. And we paid here. They would take a credit card, 5% surcharge for credit card, or you could pay cash, which we opted to do. Guides, there's a lot of different guides out there. We saw some guides who were extremely helpful. They were carrying things for people. They were...
Our guide was pulling me up the mountain, helping me not fall down the mountain. He was, yeah, we had a really good one.
Yeah, on summit day I carried the bag for the first halfway, and then he grabbed the bag. So let me just grab it. I was helping Indigo a tiny bit with a hand in the back. So even though it's slightly against my nature, you don't want to insult him. So sure, if you want to carry the bag, that's fine. That was a first for me.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Cost, you're going to spend probably low-end operators. This is 2018 right now in the year. Low-end operators, you'll maybe be under $1,500. Not a whole lot though, for just paying per person. High-end operators, you can spend $3,000 or $4,000 and probably even more to go. We were definitely more on the low-end scale because that kind of suited our style. Food. How'd you like the food?
It was actually quite good. You usually get some sort of a starch. There was a lot of potatoes or rice, and you would get a few vegetable dishes. We had little boxed lunches. I'd also imagine it was slightly different because of our food preferences, but it was all quite fresh and good. Pretty much nothing prepackaged or processed. Yeah, just carrying up a lot of fruits and veggies.
We did see some of the big operations giving people snacks like Snickers bars and stuff like that, which is Indigo was dying about that. But I like having fresh food rather than
It's amazing, but
pre-packaged. Like Western cultures, hey, have some gels and a power bar, which is not even food. It's like gross syrup and a chewy chunk of combination of just puke and dog leathers. And it's like,
what?
I am not a big fan of Cliff Bars or Power Bars. I'd much rather have real food. We also ended up running enough that the ketogenic style, not eating in the morning, actually did well for me. I operated on a lot of the days almost completely on water, not having eaten anything since dinner the night before. Lastly, timing. Is it possible to do it faster than the recommended 8 days? Yes, and you don't have to be a superhero. We had a little bit of an advantage in that we were at elevation for a day or two beforehand. Indigo is fit and determined, but not a trail runner or a endurance person like me. So the fact that she was able to persevere and get up in basically half the time they recommend was impressive. I would say cautiously, yes, you could do it as long as you're okay with the altitude and you take a look and see how you are feeling as you proceed.
There's definitely a few camps when the hiking is only a few hours and you could skip to the next one. But yeah, altitude is what we were mainly concerned about.
Anything else, kiddo?
Not that I can think of.
Good job. Love you. Proud of you. Greetings, it's Carrie. Thanks for watching this video. I wanted to say a couple things beforehand about producing content as a very small player in the YouTube creator scene. If you would like to support content creators like us, a couple things you can do. You can subscribe to the account, that's helpful. You could also subscribe to my Instagram feed. I try and keep a steady flow of high quality positive content on the Instagram feed. I'll put the link up for you to read. You can also, if you'd like, support through Patreon. I've decided to put a Patreon account up simply because I produce so much content. It costs me so much time, money, and effort to put it up. I thought it might be nice for anybody who would like to give back to support that way. So those are the things you can do. If you survive to the end of the video, fantastic if you throw up a thumbs up or put up a comment. And if you've got suggestion for other content, places to go, adventures to have, I'd love to hear them. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoy this video.